Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Chris with Willis Family Reptiles, and this is going to be just a quick little video, at least in comparison to my other ones it will be. It's a rat cleaning day for me. It's actually long since overdue. I generally try to clean them once a week. It's actually been about 2.5 weeks at this point since I last did them. There's been a lot going on lately, so they're well overdue. I did at least do the fancy rats at the 1.5 week mark just because they're the worst of them. But I'm going to go through and do all of them today. I'm not going to record me doing every single one of them. However, I'm probably just going to start off with the first bin here and catch that on video just to show y'all what it is I do. And then there's really no need to record the rest because it's just going to be repetitively me doing the same thing with all other tubs. So I figure rather than make one long ass video of me doing the same thing over and over again, I just record it the one time. Anyways, let me go ahead and readjust where the camera's sitting and we'll get started. Okay, so other than the new bedding, what you see there is pretty much about all that I'm going to be using. Now I generally have one empty tub, so I start with that one. In the few events where I haven't had an empty tub, I actually have a rat carrier. Not your standard little $10, $15 plastic bin ones. Like, it's a bin that has a custom lid built on it, screen top lid that locks in. Anyway, so I'll put the rats in that while I clean out the first tub, but generally I try to keep one tub empty. It's already cleaned for the most part, a little dusty, whoop-de-doo. I'm gonna put fresh bedding in this, transfer rats over, pull that one out, pull it up, empty it, clean it, and then it'll be pretty much start over from there. So I know some people just dump it straight off the bag. Probably be, well, I did that before. It actually created more of a mess than this did. And these bags I get, this bowling just works best for me. I just put a few scoops in. For my African sulfurs, I do actually like making it a little bit thick, so it's not really that big of a deal. I get these bags of bedding for pretty cheap. I think I paid $13 for 5 cubic feet. Actually, no, it's not even that much. I think it's only like $7 or $8 for 5 cubic feet. I go to a place, Farm and Feed, Hertzler's Farm and Feed, near me, and they happen to sell Missouri rodent feed, and they also have this stuff here, which is more meant for stables than anything, but it works great for this. I mean, it is what it is, you know. It's okay. So move the camera for a second. Set it up top here. See if it happens to be in the frame right there. If I put it right there, that'd be awesome because not a whole lot of options in this room for getting stuff into frame. Looks like it will be. So the first one I'm doing here is going to be this top one. You know what? Let me not do the top one first. Do the bottom one first, just because I got guys in here that are going to be going to this bottom one later anyways, and I'd rather not be moving the same rats multiple times. So what I'm going to do here, pull out their bin, move them one rack lower, and put this one in. Now I'm going to go back to that first one that I put where I moved it down a level and just pull them and put them back. Now this is the little tedious part because you kind of got to catch them all. they don't like to be caught. And African soft furs, compared to fancy rats, are very hoppy. And I don't want them trying to get loose on me. Now, it's pretty much, they're just this hoppy when they're young. As they get older, they don't hop around nearly as much. These ones aren't as used to being handled just because they're the feeder ones. I don't handle them as often. I pretty much only give attention to my, whatever they're called, breeders. So these ones are a little bit more skittish of me. I don't handle them on a regular. But they'll get used to me. Some of them aren't as bad as others. Some of them pretty much are exactly what you would expect. Very skittish, very, I want to get away from you. Y'all are some slick little sly bastards, you know that? Especially you. Gotcha. Haha. Thought you were going to be a little tricky one, didn't you? Okay. See how much fun this is? Now, the bins that have your excess feeders are always the worst because you got to run down all these little wiry guys. And who else is in here? What does it look like? About 3 more in there. Yeah. You'd almost think that they knew that they were feeders and thought that I was trying to feed them off. So yeah, that's that step. The hide I literally just shake off in the old bedding to make sure I get anything on it off. Turn around and throw it back in there with them. This bin actually looks like it could use just a little bit more bedding. A little bit more aspen. So I'll grab one more bowl full. Dump it in here. And that ought to be fine. So that's all there is to that part. It's literally one done, but obviously you didn't see me clean it yet. So that's what we're going to do next is I'm going to come over here and show you how I clean this one. Alright. So first things first is obviously empty the old bedding, old shavings, whatever. If you're conservative on paper towels, you're going to hate me because I go through these things like it ain't nothing. I've gotten a little bit better about not wasting as many, but I like to go around the lip first because there's just inevitably always dust up there. And I know you can't see it because the way the angles are with the camera and where I'm working, but all I'm doing is taking the paper towel and using it to push everything out. The fecal matter and any urine that sinks to the bottom will sometimes stick a little, so that's why I use the paper towel. Not really too worried about it because I mean I'm gonna go through and clean myself after I'm done cleaning up in here. But you give it a once through and that's what you get. It's still dirty, so I take a paper towel, put it one more time, try and get as much of the dust out as I can, and then I go over it with the Lysol disinfecting wipes after that. But yeah, one paper towel to completely remove all the old bedding, one to go back over it and wipe out all the dust and kind of scrub at any sections where fecal matter would have stuck to the tub. That way you can make sure you get all of it off of there. That and the plastic and dust, it kind of sticks to itself. You kind of keep going over the same spot a couple times when static electricity and whatnot causes the dust to stick. Alright, so there's that part done. Now, there are two different things that I'll do here sometimes, depending. These Lysol disinfectant wipes I'll use sometimes. Other times, I'll just take the Purell hand sanitizer, a little alcohol stuff, squirt a couple drops, and then take a paper towel and wipe it through that way. It really doesn't matter which you choose, I guess. I don't know. They're both supposedly able to kill 99.9% of germs. So I guess it really doesn't matter which one per se that you use. I guess the disinfecting wipes they're really not expensive. For cleaning in the snake room and everything, I generally buy cheap paper towels, so those aren't expensive either. The hand sanitizer's not really expensive, and I mean, as far as it stretches you, you can't really say you're wasting it or anything, that you're running through it to the point it's going to cost you a lot. Believe me, I'm all for saving money in every way, shape, or form possible, so when I can cut costs, I can cut costs, but both of these ways are so minor in cost, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. But yeah, that's it. That's all I do. I used to take a dry paper towel and go over, try and get any chemical up. It doesn't matter. I'm putting bedding right back on top of it. So yeah, if you are wanting to preserve going through wasting extra paper towels when you don't need to, but don't mind using the paper towels, but don't want to leave chemical behind, use the Purell. It's pretty much alcohol. It's going to evaporate, so there won't be any residue left over. In fact, this is the first time I'm going back to using the disinfecting wipes in the last month or so that I've been using the hand sanitizer. Both ways work fine. Neither one's going to have any kind of a substantial difference. Like I said, they're both supposed to kill 99.9% of germs and bacteria. So really they're about the same thing in that aspect. Cost-wise, yeah, maybe the disinfectant wipes are a little bit cheaper because if you do it the other way, the hand sanitizer, you have to get the paper towels as well, and the hand sanitizer for a bottle that big. I think what I paid for this is the same amount I paid for a 3-pack of those. A 2 or a 3-pack, I don't remember which it is. I know it's not the big old 4-pack. So I guess the disinfecting wipes might be a little bit cheaper, but they both work. I've got no complaints about them one way or the other. The rats themselves, I don't go through really and clean the rats. I don't give that much dedication to them. I really don't like the rats. They can have their moments that they're likable, but for the most part, if it wasn't for the fact that it's too expensive to buy as many rats as I go through on a weekly basis, I would not bother with them. But again, when your local shops are charging you $5 for a small rat, and you got to go through and feed 14, 15, 16 different snakes, whatever the count is, then yeah, it gets kind of expensive. Versus breeding them myself, including cleaning materials, feed, the shavings, all of that, I think I spend maybe $50 a month. I could spend that easily in 1 week trying to feed my snakes. I'd much rather breed them when it comes to cost. Not to mention I have a little bit better idea and control over what my snakes are eating, you know. Like, I'm going to switch them to the African soft furs. I could still easily purchase African soft furs, but point being, you know I feed these guys a good, high-quality food. I buy the Missouri Lab Block, the 6F breeder formula. They're not eating dog food. They're not eating rabbit food. They're eating a good, balanced nutrition for them. I do give them greens as well. Anytime I have some leftover greens, like I cook a lot of vegetables. I eat a meat and I eat a protein and a vegetable for dinner every night, usually 2 vegetables. So at least every other night, I've got some kind of green scraps that I'm giving to them. And if you're having an issue where you're trying to start up and your rodents just don't seem to be kicking off the business, so to speak, they're not breeding, they're not producing, or they're having small litters, start giving them fresh greens. You'll notice a drastic difference. Seriously, you will. I don't know entirely what it is, but when my buddy of mine told me about it, the one who I got the African soft furs from, I was kind of skeptical, and I was thinking maybe it's an African soft fur thing. I tried it with my fancy rats, and my fancy rats were a lot slower to breed. I'd get, maybe 1 litter every 2 or 3 weeks from them, and the litters that I got, anywhere from 6 to 10 pups. I started giving them greens a couple nights a week. Next thing you know, I'm getting a litter, if not 2 litters every week. Litters are 10 plus, so made a substantial difference. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's really all I'm going to record for this video. There's no need seeing me go through every individual tub. You saw what I did. It's pretty much rinse and repeat at this point. I started with a clean tub that I put fresh bedding in. Well, now I have a clean tub that I put fresh bedding in. I'm going to go and swap rats from an old one into this, put it in its place, take the old one, dump it, clean it, refill it, do it all over again, and that's what I'm going to do. The only other thing that I will do is when I am done with the cleaning stage, I will go through, check and make sure all their food is full, which it pretty much is right now. I think I just filled it up either earlier today or no, I did it last night before bed. And I will go through and I will make sure all their water bottles are refilled and everything. Like this one's only a little over halfway, so I'll go through and do that. That's the only other thing that I'll do. I don't think you need a video to explain to you put water in a bottle and put food on a tray. But yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe, and I would love it if y'all would leave me a comment below. I want to hear from y'all. Y'all have a good day.